Hi, everybody. So this is College Advisor Maya back with another video. Today we're going to talk about how to use the course catalog that is on most colleges' websites, and then also looking up how to search for majors and figuring out, what classes are required for that major. We're going to look at 3 different sites. I'm going to share my screen. All right, we're going to start with UCM because I really like UCM's major website. So you would go to academics and then click on academics. And then go down here to UCM programs. And this is like basically a list of all their majors. The major that I decided to just kind of stick on today is going to be like criminal justice, criminology, sociology, somewhere in there. So if you were looking for that, let's go to the C's. Alphabetical order, boom. Criminal justice, and then this is the bachelor's, and this one down here is the master's. So you want to make sure you click on the bachelor's one. So this is going to show you just more about the major. This is going to show you more about the major, so just what criminal justice and criminology is all about, and then see a calendar of course offerings. So that's if you're wanting to learn which classes are going to be taught which semesters. You can learn more about the program in detail. If you wanted to choose a minor, what are good options for minors? And then some other cool like internship and scholarship information down there. But we're wanting to find the course catalog is basically just a list of all the classes that are required for you to graduate with that major and degree program. So course catalog is one name. Program of study is another name for where you can find it on a college's website. So this is going to tell you, so criminal justice degree is going to be 120 credit hours at UCM. And 120 is average for like most 4-year degree programs across the board. So this is telling you more about the degree. And then here are the required classes for the criminal justice major. Down here, these are criminal justice specific classes. And then you have, so that's the majority of the classes that you have to take that's required. And then down here is going to be your general education requirements. So these are just all your gen eds. So your English, college algebra, the history to 1865, and then from 1865 to present, like all those types of classes, your general classes. And then you have 39 credit hours of free electives. So that's a space where you can add a minor, or if there's just a random assortment of classes that you want to take, you can put that there, and then that's going to end up being your 120 total. So this is a great way to just kind of keep track of if you're on track to graduate and what it is that you need to take in order to graduate. So when you start, just like as a general fact, when you start college your freshman year, every year of college you have an academic advisor, and that person is the person that's supposed to help you make sure that you're staying on track to graduate. So if for whatever reason, like you can't meet with them, or maybe you just want to prepare for the meeting going into it, I would definitely suggest taking a look at this course catalog, so that way you know exactly what classes you need. And when you talk to your advisor, you're just like, hey, look, I know what I need to do. Here's where I'm at. Please advise me on any tips or strategies you have for the major. And then here's a 4-year guide, which I personally think is really helpful. So this will give you a good idea of like what most people take their freshman year, what most people take the spring semester of their freshman year, sophomore year, junior, senior, and so on. And then here's just a cute little details about things. So that is UCM's website. Another cool thing on theirs is if you didn't want to go through like the first academic page that we went to that listed all the majors, you could also go to the catalog, and then you can find all their majors listed in alphabetical order. So say you were looking for something else, you could look at it that way, or you can look at it by the college or school. So in the School of Communication, boom, here's all those majors. The School of English, there's all those majors, and so on. So lots of different options in order to find that. I like looking at these just because I think it's helpful to know what classes are required. This also comes in handy if you're transferring college credits. If you wanted to know like which classes that you've taken are already going to be, you know, part of your degree program, you can just look that right up on the catalog and see those classes that are there. So that's UCM's website. Now we're going to move on to Mizzou. So you would go to Mizzou's website, click on academics, undergraduate, so you're going to be an undergraduate, click on that, and then Mizzou doesn't have, well, it's not called criminal justice. So Mizzou's criminal justice program is under their sociology major. So you would click on sociology, and that's something that I had to learn just through research. So if you don't see the exact name of that major like on the college's website, don't automatically like rule them out because they might have it. It might just be under something different. So for Mizzou, it's under their sociology major. So this tells you a little bit more about sociology. Then over here on the right side, this is where we're looking for things. So the degree requirements is where it's going to take you to the catalog. And theirs is pretty much the same as UCM's. Most colleges catalogs look the same. So like over here on the left side, you can look up any major and figure out exactly what classes you need for that major. So we're focusing on sociology. These are the major requirements for sociology, so you can see exactly what it is that you need to take. There's a capstone, which is usually like your very final class that showcases everything you've learned over your 4 years or 5 years in college. Some statistics things that are available. And then these are the tracks. So within sociology, so your major would be sociology, and then you would say, you know, with a track in blank, or like with an emphasis in blank. So these are, so law, justice, and society, I would say that one's probably the most related to criminology. There's even a criminology class specifically there. Power, inequalities, and social change, sexuality, health, and the life course, culture, identity, and the media, and then organizations, work, technology, and the economy. So lots of different options that you have within the sociology major. And then they also have the four-year plan here, so you can get a good idea of like which classes are best to take while you're in college, and then just some other additional information down here. So I would say this first one is probably the closest to doing like a criminology major. Another cool thing about these course catalog websites is that you can click on, so let's go back to the criminal justice one. You can click on these descriptions and it's going to tell you what the class is about. So the introduction to juvenile justice is an examination of the origins, philosophy, and objectives of the juvenile justice system. Boom. So same thing for all of these. So if you clicked on this tells you it's the sociology of law, constitutional, psychological, sociological theories of criminal behavior, process of criminal justice, treatment of corrections, control of crime. Boom. So I think that's really helpful too, because then that'll give you an idea of like what those classes are going to be about before you take them. So that is how to find things on Mizzou's website. Mizzou also has some cool kind of like, if you're not really sure where to find it, there's some general categories of where the majors could be, and then their 4-year graduation plan, it just takes you right back to the space as well. So that is how to look up the things on Mizzou's website. Now we're going to move on to K-State, my favorite place. So academics, so you would go down to, you can go straight to the catalog if you want to go straight to the catalog, or you can go to the majors and programs website. So up to you. You're going to end up at the same place eventually. So we're going to want to take classes in Manhattan, which is where the main K-State campus is. We are an undergraduate student right now. And then sociology, criminology would most likely be under human and social services category. So there's sociology right there. There's also social work, some human development things, and then boom, here's criminology. So this will give you some information about the criminology major. Did you know like criminology students at K-State can join a criminology club and volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club? If you want to learn more about the classes you'll take in criminology, here's some examples, and then this will take you to the catalog. What can you do? What can you do with the concentration in criminology? Here's some like career information. And then the Career Center, that's where you can go on campus to get help with like resumes, finding internships, if you wanted to view the salary data. So people that have graduated from K-State with a criminology major have reported back to K-State how much money they make. So you can learn that information right here if you're interested. And then how can I continue with my education? So say you do your bachelor's in criminology and maybe you want to go back to school to get a master's, or maybe you want to do a double major and graduate college with 2 degrees at the same time. Here's some other options. So they suggest doing sociology. They even have a program where you can graduate with your bachelor's in sociology and your master's in sociology all at once. So those are normally like 5-year programs. So that's also great, great option if you want to do that. Because if you're already going to be in college for 4 years, might as well add an extra year, do 5 and graduate with 2 degrees at the same time. It's an option, it's there. So we're going to click on catalog. Boop, boop, boop. So this is what K-State's looks like. A lot of different information here about the major, and then very similar to the other, make that a little bit bigger. Very similar to the other websites, so letting you know which classes are required. For sociology, same thing, you click on it, and it's going to tell you more about the class itself, and then it even lets you know, okay, like here's if the class is going to be offered in the summer, the fall, the spring. You can see what professor is teaching it, what days and times that it's being offered. So there's that. You have 21 hours of elective credits. The sociology, criminology option, these are the classes that are required for that. You have 15 regular electives. Okay, sorry, let me back up. This is general sociology, and then this is sociology with the criminology. So these are the ones that are required for criminology. And then here are criminology electives. So you can learn about gangs, you can learn about prisons, serial murder, very heavy things here if you're interested in those types of topics. And then there's another option, community, agriculture, food, and environment, the cafe option. So lots of different things you can do here. Then that 120, so very common number to get to the end of your college career with 120 credits. That is usually what you're gonna have to do. So K-State's catalog is pretty much the same. You can just go and look at it. So colleges and departments should bring you up with all the different majors and all the different departments. So very similar across the board. So those are some great tools that I highly encourage you all to use. I use them whenever I get questions about, like, hey, Miss Maya, how do I know what classes I need for my major? And I'm like, oh, actually, here's the link to the course catalog and the degree requirements and the 4-year semester plan. So that's something I definitely recommend just taking some time to look at, especially if you're just wanting to know like what classes are required for the major that you're wanting to do. I think it's also a good tool. So say you're choosing between 2 majors. So maybe you're thinking the sociology, criminology, but maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe I just want to do psychology. I would say go and look up both of the classes, like the course catalogs, to see which classes are required for both majors. And then that could probably give you a more insight into like which of these sounds more interesting and the things that you want to learn about. So those are some great tools to use. You can also Google. So if all the clicking and all that was a little difficult for you to follow, you can also just Google like KU course catalog, Rockhurst course catalog, and then it should usually pop right up as the first option on Google. So that is how you look up major and degree requirements. If you have any questions, feel free to let your college advisor know. You can also, go to our website, rewatch the video, whatever you want to do. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.